Hello, viewers. I'm SB, and welcome back to Islands of Insight, which I was terrified that I had sort of like missed the window when I launched it this morning because I could not get it to connect to server for like 20 minutes, but it's here. Let's just savor it while we can, okay? So I was looking through the customization bits a little bit while I was setting everything up, and I found a piece that I actually really like. So what we're wearing right now is called a Dawn's Solstice up here on our head, and as far as magic video game floaty headwear stuff goes, I think this is pretty all right. I have certainly worn worse floating tiara structures in other video games, but check this out. Down here somewhere, there is the Halcyon Vigil. Right? This is the one. I spent a lot of time looking at like all of the other things you can equip, and I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of the clothing is extremely whatever, but this, I have very strong feelings about this. So the next time we get 3,500 sparks together, this is what we're doing. Fortunately, our big fancy Luminous quest, I think, gives like 5,000. It's a lot, whatever it is. So yeah, we're just gonna solve 100 puzzles. No big deal. I love solving puzzles. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's enter this glass temple. So archways, pentads, grids, crystal labyrinths. Like this one, I guess. Wait, there's a thing out there. Hold on. Hold on, you. How do I... There sure are a lot of invisible... Okay, you know what? I will get to that archway. No, you know what? We may as well do it right now, because I'm going to use a charge jump, and we can let our... let the timer on our charges reset a little. Let me come down right here, because... Also, I see this. Okay, this is just to complete the pattern. I mean... It looks like this is the pattern? Is it not? Wait, that doesn't... No, this should also be white. Sorry. I like the way you can just look at that and feel that it's wrong. There we go. That archway is not all that hidden. Yeah, interesting. Can I wonder if we can enter these backwards. Well, it seems like they generally have a roof. We can just run across the top of it back to the beginning. Because I don't want to skip the puzzle, obviously. But before I do go into the puzzle... Whoa. Okay, there's actually a built-in way to get up here. They probably don't want to make it so that there's stuff you can only reach with a charge jump. Because, you know, you can't guarantee people are going to notice that exists. I wonder how many people never look at the upgrades menu, honestly. Because it's a puzzle game, and why would there be... Alright, so just get to the exit. Here's a lore point. Without awareness, the known is just a void. Minds are the only things that feel the meaning within memories. So, like, there are characters in this thing who seem to be living a sort of, like, a thing that is both wondrous and a nightmare, kind of at the same time. And then there's the Auroral, who is just delivering, like, nonsense platitudes. As best I can tell, that's a very dramatic effect. That's cool. I was kind of hoping that it would break down the walls of the labyrinth so that we could, like, walk back easily, but it looks like it does not, in fact, do that. Okay, so already forgetting the important lesson we've learned about the colors being stored on the cursor. The pattern grid ones seem like they're all gonna, like, pretty much necessarily be really easy. I mean, that is gonna be white. I was trying to just unlay the bad tile that I laid there, but actually we know what it's going to be. We may as well set it to the correct thing. Okay, so they laid out the whole white pattern for us here, and then it's just too dark below everything, right? Yeah. My clicking accuracy is remarkably bad. You know, they're perfectly stationary, the squares. You would think it would be really easy. All right, so I kind of think I want to find the exit first. Maybe it would be best to be doing them at the same time. All right, let's fire this up. Okay, so I can't click on the relics through the walls. That's interesting. Means I do actually have to find my way over here. Yeah, that's kind of that's an interesting way to take advantage of exactly what the Crystal Maze puzzle type is, to make you have to actually get to everywhere. I don't know how we're going to get underneath. That's what seems to be required for that one. Maybe that's like go out the front of the puzzle type stuff. Also, apologies for the quick zooming. I'm going to try to keep my hand only partially on the mouse. My my hand stuff is really acting up today. My everything is pretty agitated, if I'm honest. I've been having a little bit of a rough go of it with some of my health stuff. Not really sleeping very much. And I know some of you are probably hearing this and going, hey, SB, what the hell? It seems like you're constantly sort of sickly and infirm. To which I would say, yeah, that's good. That's a good way to look out there. I don't see a way to get in from below. Okay, whatever's going on with that space below the puzzle, I think you're supposed to enter it from in here somehow. Okay, well that clears the maze. Ah, and here we go. That's pretty cool. That's a clever little spot. Okay, so we have these things tessellating like that. And at... yeah, so it's like this, right? And then you would have to imagine there's like another one that starts here. So there would be two spaces of white. That one should be black. Yeah, because there's another half pyramid that starts here and dips into the shape there. I was right in the first place, and then I was looking at the way the column was arranged above me, and I was like, well, no, there are two white squares underneath the black squares, but the pyramids are horizontally stepped, so that's not actually applicable all the way down. Okay. I like this one. I like the way that there are puzzles hidden within the puzzles. Crystal labyrinths are neat. Okay, so where is this on? Okay, it's there's a wall here and there's a wall there that has to be approached from the far side. I think like this. I guess those don't necessarily have to be super easy. We are only seeing one difficulty pip versions of them, so that's part of why they feel the way they do. Oh, there's no floor there. Can I just jump high enough to... No, I cannot. I mean, yes, like if I was willing to spend a charge. Okay, there's another broken floor there. That's clever. Mean-spirited is maybe a better word. Are these all solid? This looks... Nope, that is in fact solid. Okay, how do I reach that archway? So I don't know. I don't like to... I do... to just go back to the illness for a moment here. I don't like to be like always talking about it, but it is a big, you know, I am like chronically ill, and it does... Maybe I get to it from the top? And it does, of course, have an effect on my life. And so I don't remember when the last time I explained it is. So for people who are new, for people who are not like familiar with my deal, which is sort of still relatively new to my life, I have a pretty weak respiratory system. I had some damage, and I was asthmatic, and my lungs were never great. And so I was very careful when COVID started happening. I was very careful because I was like, okay, if I get COVID, I'll probably die. And I did manage to avoid it for a really long time. Lots of precautions, lots of care, until eventually the way I did eventually get it, and this was after a couple of different rounds of vaccines were available, and of course I was getting my vaccines immediately because, you know, living is good and I like it. Well, I want to keep doing it in any case. Let's not get, I guess, too dramatic about it. But the way I did finally get it was Amabel, my partner's roommate, had to go to the hospital for a thing, and at the hospital, none of the medical staff were like, she was asked why she was wearing a mask, and by a doctor, and who was not, you know, wearing a mask or taking the pandemic seriously at all, and in fact did end up catching COVID from that doctor. It's the magic of contact tracing, and by the time she realized that she had caught COVID, of course, she had given it to Amabel, and, you know, Amabel had given it to me. And the actual having COVID was not like, I didn't need to be hospitalized or anything. It was not as bad as it could have been, certainly, but my weak respiratory system just got a lot weaker, and it has not recovered. I don't want to say like it, you know, will never. I really hope that's not true, because it sucks. But like, basically, it has really diminished the sort of the quality of my sleep and how often I can sleep, because when I go to sleep, my body just doesn't breathe correctly. So it's very, very difficult for me to get restful sleep, and there are a lot of nights where I can't sleep more than like 90 minutes at a time before I just like I wake up gasping or you know, it's bad. It's bad. It's so I'm, you know, living with that, and we're working on that, and we're gonna see. Here's the thing about the American medical system, the American like medical insurance system. When you are poor, is that it is not for you, and it does not especially care whether you live or die. I really, really wish I lived in a grown-up first world country with real medicine, but we're working on it. I'm doing my best. So yeah, I don't like to complain. But that's where I'm at. Do I reach that from outside? Maybe I climb up this. Here, let's. Oh, darn it. So yeah, that's why I'm always out of sorts in every video. It's because my brain is not. I'm not getting sleep or oxygen. It's fine. You don't need those things. These are both very optional in living. For living. Okay, I think I'm right. I think that is to be approached from the outside. This is really cool though, like the multi-level things with the trees growing through them and stuff. Multi-level crystal labyrinths. Okay, there we go. We can get out onto the roof like this, and then carefully not just dive off the world. So, I'm trying to see, like, where is the break in the... I think there's glass on this wall that we're, like, standing on. No, that's actually open. Okay, yeah. Once again, like the value of the fill paint becoming more obvious. But how could I buy fill paint when we have to save up for our laser mohawk? Okay, so there's a hidden archway directly above us. I tell you, like a proper like punk mohawk is the one hairstyle that I wish I had done that I never actually got around to back in my like punk going to shows days. I was gonna dye my hair and then like mohawk it, and I completely fucked up. I was gonna dye it myself, of course, because like that's the thing, right? It's the DIY. That's the aesthetic. You don't want it to look like somebody who knows what they're doing did it. You want to make it look like you did it and you're a fucking idiot, and that's why it looks like that. But like unironically, that's part of the joy. That's part of the beauty of the thing. And I did not. I couldn't get the. I thought my hair was dark enough to not need like a bleaching step. Or I thought my hair was light enough to not need like a bleaching step. It turns out I was wrong about that. I needed to do something to get that color to actually take. Huh. Where is the entrance to this area? It is so hard to tell just by looking at the... well, I have fallen off the world. It is so hard to tell just by looking at the surfaces through the other surfaces which ones are walls and which ones aren't. It's a very cool design. I like it a lot. Okay, so this was a dead end aside from the archway, right? Well, no, not exactly. Oh, it's just the other wind spout that I didn't use. That's all it is. I kind of forgot this was here already. Okay. So if these are just checkerboarding completely like this in these like sort of growing patterns, which it looks like they are. Right? Yeah, we're just extending the dimensions by 1 each time we repeat. I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of those puzzles, like I'm going to have a little bit of trouble describing what I'm doing because I'm not figuring them out mathematically. I'm figuring them out by the vibe. Like, I don't know. That looks like that goes there. I guess they want us to approach from on top of this thing. So yeah, anyway, that's the what's going on with SB today show. Did we do that one? I'm so spacey. I don't think we did this one. No, we totally did this because this is completed. This would not be finished if we had not done this puzzle. Oh yeah, this is the one with the broken, okay. But I'm glad I came back over here because apparently there's an archway that I would have missed otherwise. Can you imagine the embarrassment? My name was not her greatest gift to me. She gave me a vessel to walk upon this world, for I was eager to escape the void. At last I could feel the cool touch of ground and the warmth of sunlight. Such a gift must be shared. Yeah, that makes sense. I would not want to be in the void forever. Oh, and then it crashed. And then there was a crash. Well, like I said, this thing's not the most stable video game I've ever encountered. We're just gonna try to load back in here. It launches at a different resolution than it actually runs at, so we'll just... Are we good? Was that a hardware crash? I think it was a hardware crash and not a, not like anything blowing up on the server end. Although this is taking longer than it usually does, so maybe something's wrong? Okay. Sorry about all the interruptions today and all the talking about everything, all the focus on things that aren't solving puzzles here on the Islands of Insight. Which is presumably what you have come for. Or just, I suppose, to have my voice and some shiny things happening on your second monitor while you're working or doing digital art or something. In which case, hi, how are you? Okay, that's another, it just crept, okay. I'm gonna pause the video and just go and restart my machine and we'll see if that solves the problem that we seem to be having here. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Hi, everybody. What was actually wrong? Nothing. Probably nothing was actually wrong. You know, fucking Windows. It's terrible. It's a terrible piece of software. You remember the days when you could listen, you could have a Windows install and you could leave it running and it wouldn't just like bleed into your memory buffers constantly? honestly, it wasn't even that long ago, right? Like Windows 7 was pretty stable, and here, there it is. Yeah, even Windows 7. I would be so happy to go back to Windows 7, but Windows 10 and 11 they're such garbage. Also, I know this is I guess the episode where I just like rant about all my petty bullshit. But like I really, really, really hate the thing Microsoft's trying to do where Microsoft and Google are both, responsible for this, obviously, because of the nightmare that is the mobile ecosystem. But they're both trying really, really hard to blur the line between the operating system and the... Oh, this is cool. The operating system and the web browser, and like, you absolutely should not be getting stuff from the internet in start bar searches on Windows. That is fucking crazy and like borderline evil. I don't know. I've been in software dev too long. Relative to this business, I am a dinosaur. All right. Let's stop talking about things that angry up my blood. The old crone always complaining, and let's find some hidden relics or whatever. I kind of don't want to get down because I'm not sure how I'll be able to get back up easily, and this feels like a good vantage point to look for things from, and also there might be stuff above us even. Although I guess I'm a little afraid to get down because I'm not sure how I'll get back up is in fact still old crone problems. Listen, while we're at it, let me tell you about my back. Ugh. Kids, stay in shape. That's all I'll say. Stay in shape before something happens, because it's really hard to get into and maintain shape after something happens. Like, for example, if your entire respiratory system goes haywire in a way that is like a way that prevents you from being able to exert yourself without just like keeling over, you're gonna find like it's really difficult to start a workout regimen. Okay, so we are intended to be off the ground here. Is there a way back up? Is there an easy way back up without spending my charge jump? Because I will charge jump, but I think I'm just gonna go to the sky. Oh, okay. The boundary's it extends that way a lot further than I had realized. That's definitely part of the problem I was having. I was looking around like here thinking it was a spherical bubble, but it is in fact oblong. Okay. We'll work on that. Oh, this is cool. Complete the pattern puzzles with the with uneven shapes. So what is the pattern as we're looking at it here? 1 1 2 5. I mean, it looks like how to make sense of this. It doesn't look like we see any repetition or tessellation here. Do we? It's possible. No, it's not. Never mind. Yeah, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what we must be able to deduce from the half that we can see some kind of shape or pattern that is repeating in a way where it is clearly and certainly extensible. Oh, I guess we can actually see... Yeah, that's interesting. We can see that these are not... The shapes on this side are not just made up of blocks either. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's interesting. They're not made up of single squares, right? They're made up of uneven blocks as well. So this is a 2x2. So all of the black blocks in this shape are 3 squares, triominoes. This is a 2 and a 1. I don't know if this is actually lending me a very much useful insight. This is a 3. This is a 3. So every black shape we see is a single group of 3 squares. And none of the white shapes we see are groups of 3 squares. Is that it? Are all of the 3s black and all of the others white? That is it. Okay. That's subtle, because it's not really easy to tell where the line breaks are, especially in the dark spaces. But okay, cool. That's a cool one. All right, let's take our new, much larger understanding of this area. Oh. There are a lot of those arches around here. So you remember how I was talking shit earlier and I was like, all these puzzle grids, they're so easy. I do like them when they're more challenging. I thought that was a good puzzle. Okay, there's still an awful lot of space for the last hidden relic to be hidden in. Could have been stashed over here pretty easily. Just right up against a wall or underneath something. That's one I got already. Okay, that's the first one I got already. How did I make it back over here so quickly? Now, I did score the one that's up there, right? I have to say, it does feel like maybe they intend for you to have the charge jump, because I don't know. I guess from up here. Yeah, from up here you could reach the walls without having to do it. Alright, that did count. Would be a pretty clever thing to hide it along the back of the wall. You are got... I was kind of hoping I'd be able to stand on that. Hey, it's just too sharply sloped. Yeah. Did I, give the same level of scrutiny over here? I don't think I did. I'm also not actually expecting that it's going to be out in the corner like this. will say, in an area this large, I feel like the hiding is only part of what's going on. It's just like it's very difficult to perform an extensive search of this much space, like anywhere near exhaustive. Does it really extend outside very much? Like, no. Yeah, because like there are actual like full rooms worth of space that I probably haven't been in yet, but it's hard to even know after a certain point what you have and haven't hit. Oh, I'm inside of a ceilinged area. I'm not sure how to get back up where I was. I'm just gonna do a big jump. Yeah, another part of the problem is that the puzzle bubble makes it hard to tell. It kind of looks like glass as well. That's the other one we did. There was an upgrade to help out with these. Where was that? It was around here, right? Crystal Labyrinth speed bonus. Oh, maybe it wasn't. Music grid stuff, phasic dials, speedier rolling blocks. Ah, there it is. You have to be level 24 to get the hint bubble. Brutal. Well, I hate to give up on one, but we might end up having to tap out of this for the moment. We can, of course, always come back. I feel like I was pretty thorough with the nooks and crannies on this side. I feel like we found a lot of stuff we found 2 on each side, right? But nothing in this sort of like central part. And that makes me wonder if were I to design this puzzle, were I to hide 5 objects in an area this large, I would definitely want to put one of them more or less in the center, in the central region of the thing at the very least. How far down? The bubble extends quite a ways down as well at this level, right? How do I actually get on those stairs? Damn it. Everything's always invisible walls around here. For example. Okay. We're doing it. And apparently at some point I started a... Oh, that's cute. There's a reflection of this grid down below us. Oh, Okay. Well, we're going to come back to this other thing we're doing, I swear. But for the moment, so this shape repeats itself like this. Then you get these bits. Where's that? Well, I almost made it into the building. Yeah, see, this is really clever because I didn't even parse this from above. Oh, damn it. Stupid terrain. Yep, you can see where it's broken if you're paying close enough attention. I didn't even parse this from above as being a space. I did just read it as reflection. But this is a really clever little it's a really clever little spot. With remarkably little in it. Okay. I got distracted. I ran around, we did some stuff. Let's give this Pentad puzzle a little bit more attention before I end up bailing on it. Yeah, I don't know. And I kind of want to I kind of want to give up and start looking around the ruins over here. I guess we don't necessarily have to yield the puzzle to do that. Although I do need to figure out a way. I suppose the boundaries of the hidden relic puzzle are making some things more complicated just by increasing the amount of visual noise around us. Yeah, I didn't actually think I was going to be able to fit through there, but I had hopes. God, yeah, you are, this area would actually feel extremely claustrophobic, I think. If not for the fact that everything is see-through. No, that's... Oh, well, actually, this isn't one that we've done. Yeah, weird. Okay, so the tessellation on these is... Hold on a second. So this would be dark. That would be light, because this is... Yeah, there we go. I started that in the wrong place, and I was like, how on earth does this actually work? So that's that thing, and then this goes here. Okay. Also, in general, I was like kind of unclear on how this space works. So that's part of the reason I'm jumping around the way I am, is I'm trying to figure out like How are you meant to traverse this area? Because obviously we can cheat just about any structure with our cloud jump, but I think it probably gives us some better ideas about where the developers might find things and thus how to look for things if we have a better idea of how to actually maneuver in the space, how we were intended by the developers. Oh, well, perhaps it's right there. How we were intended by the developers to move around in the space. Would I say that was case in point? Not necessarily, but it was cool to have that happen while I was talking about that. All right, so part of the reason that this area over here exists with its own weird cocoon is the facilitation of this puzzle, I guess. There's considerable physical overlap between the puzzles. Between this one and the last one we just did. Ah, okay, there we go. One more somewhere. Shoot, shoot, shoot. Oh, well, I see it. Got it. That's probably not how you're supposed to do that, would be my guess. Okay. Ah. Here's a convenient way up onto the wall. Yeah, this is part of the reason that I think it's really valuable to try to take things in sequence in a lot of games. Because it's rarely just about, like... Let me rephrase the thing I was about to say was not going to come off cleanly. It is much more valuable to understand how a developer expected you to get somewhere than it is to just find any method to get there if you're trying to understand the spaces and thus how they want to be not much of a labyrinth, how they expect to be interacted with, right? Okay. Okay, so the black and the white both use ones and twos. I mean, this could just be... It looks like so like these shapes have rotational symmetry, right? It makes me want to, like, part of me wants to just mirror this right across like that, right? But because the two head shapes are rotationally symmetrical and not like actually mirrored, I don't know that that's right. Yeah, this... So, okay. White, black, white, black. Black, white, white. I'm looking at these and trying to figure out if they give us some hint, like... Each row has one tile filled in this sort of central set of columns. But I don't feel like that tile necessarily tells us very much. I might be making this too complicated. Yeah, but the thing I'm most unclear on is what do we do in the middle? Like, if this is right, this is actually correct. Maybe it's supposed to be seen as like 3 panels, basically. Because that's very clean, right? That reproduces very cleanly. And then the middle panel is these 3 rows, and it's doing a separate thing, and you're not supposed to like view this as one big shape. If that's the case, I gotta say, like, the thing that's intuitive to me is just to alternate these. But that is not the solution to the puzzle. Okay, what else do we have? We have, in the locations where we have white shapes, the white shapes are made up of 2 different tiles. And then the black shapes just kind of fill everything else in. Well, no, because there's no way for, like, this one cannot be part of a two tile shape. Anywhere you put down a tile adjacent to this is going to connect to a 3rd tile immediately. I know we have a hint button, in case you were curious. I do see it. So you have white shapes that cover 2 spaces, white shapes that cover 3 spaces. If we were to extend this white shape out, it would cover 5 spaces, not 4. Which is sort of interesting, I guess. You know, I might have to come back to this one. I have legitimately no idea what they're going for. What I'm actually really interested in is that puzzle. I would love to get to that. Looks like that's reached from the other side. So before we go, let me make sure. Are we missing anything else around here? You know, I would like to be missing as little as possible. Okay, so how do I get onto the other side of this barrier? Alright, let's step back through here to the outside, like... Well, there is a platform here, although it does not necessarily seem to have a huge amount of purpose. Well, shoot. I thought I was flying skillfully there for a moment. Yeah, How strange. How strange that there doesn't really seem to be any purpose to that area. All right, well, I'm feeling a little stymied here. Managed to figure out how to maneuver in this area for the most part. But we got this puzzle we can't reach. We got this puzzle I can't do. And I'm starting to feel a tiny bit foolish. So I think maybe this is where we'll call it for today. This will give me a chance to, like, you know, take a break and then come back and look at that puzzle that I couldn't figure out with fresh eyes. And my guess is the answer is going to jump right out at me. It's very often the case with something like that where you're like, you've started to engage solutions and all of your solutions are wrong. One of the best things you can do is just kind of like wipe that space in your memory. And it's very hard to do it on purpose, but it's very easy to do it by just going and doing other stuff with your time and then coming back. So thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, we are still navigating this glass temple. I am very impressed with this one. This is a much more interesting enclave than the last couple we visited. And we'll see you then.